Good morning, guys. Doreen here on this snow-filled Tuesday morning. Beautiful. It looks pretty. Anyway, I've got orange hair. I'm in the process of going blonde, and because my hair was pretty dark, it's going to take a few applications to get it there. It's part of the process. And I didn't realize it would be this orange, but I knew it wasn't going to be blonde. But anyway, just call me Lucy. So today, I wanted to talk about balance. It's a very important topic because a lot of us get overwhelmed or stressed because we don't have the balance in our lives. And a couple of the strategies that I use for maintaining balance is, well, one of the first things I find is having my priorities in order. What's really important to me, and I keep that. I try to keep that up front, not just for my planning of my week, but throughout the day. Because sometimes I can get caught up in surfing the web, checking my emails, and I might be limited on time on some other tasks that I need to get done. And I have to stop myself and say, okay, what's the most important thing I got to do right now? And I'm really big on making lists. So I do make my lists, and I'll make them in a brainstorming type of way, but then I'll go back and number which ones are top priority and which ones are not. And it doesn't necessarily mean that top priority today is going to be top priority tomorrow. So if I have some schoolwork that needs to get done and it's time sensitive and what have you, that might be priority number one today. But if tomorrow I notice like I haven't talked to my dad in like months, that might be my priority that day. So it could differ from day to day because it's dynamic. Our lives are dynamic. They're ever changing. When I had a break from school, my priorities were different. I had a little bit more time, but there was other things I wanted to do. I wanted to work on my book and my online courses. So I had to make some priority for that, and self-care is important too. So I had to plan in for that. Which brings me into the next one is planning. It's very important to plan your day, your weeks, your month, your year even, to some kind of guideline, because if it's just a free-for-all and you just get up and do whatever, you may find at the end of the day you didn't really get done the things that you really wanted to do, or at the end of the week, or heaven forbid the end of the year, right? All those things that you said January 1st that you wanted to accomplish in the year, and all of a sudden it's December 31st again, and you're like, I didn't do any of that. So it's important to plan it. Like I've said before, I'm really good at, I like to write things down. That's my style. But and I'm a paper and pen type of person, so I'm still old school. But there are times when I have thoughts and stuff, I'll record it on audio. I have a audio notebook on my phone app so that I'm able to do that in a pinch. But so people that are audio can do that, you don't necessarily have to be. I'm also visual, so when I do write my lists, they're very visible. I have not only a calendar with my appointments and certain things on there, I also have my weekly schedule hung up on my wall so I can see it break down every day, the things I'm going to do. And then I have a schedule just for my homework, my classwork, right? So I take what I have for the semester, and if I got the whole semester ahead of me, I can plan better. But a lot of times it's like they post things maybe a week or two in advance tops. So I'll have my next 2 weeks all planned out, the assignments that are due and when they're due, and then I'll divide them between the 7 days in the week. And so I know every day I'm going to be reading, from page 30 to page 45, or I have to do this assignment by Wednesday, so I'm going to start working on it Monday, for instance, and then break up the pieces, so it's not all overwhelming. I don't have to focus it on one day, and then I don't have to look at the blackboard and say, oh my goodness, it's due tomorrow and I haven't even started. So that helps me with that too. So planning, priorities, and make sure you get rid of the stuff that's not important or time consuming, like it can eat up your time. Again, going on Facebook, I know for me, can be very, I'll say I'm going to go on there just real quick. I want to post something, motivational. I try to do that for my businesses and stuff, on my business account. But I'll go on my personal account sometimes, and I'll see other people's posts, and I like to, like them, or I'll look at my memories sometimes, and 10 minutes turns into 20 minutes, turns into 40 minutes, and etc. So it's important to realize that setting a time limit, for instance, if you only want to go on Facebook for 10-15 minutes, set a timer if it helps you. So that when that timer goes off, okay, it's not one more post, it's not one more thing, I'm shutting it off, I'm shutting it down, because there are other things more important that I need to take care of right now. So make sure you get rid of those. And realize what is important to you might not be what's important to me. Like, everybody has their priorities and what's important. So know that and gear it specifically for what you think is important, and plan what helps you. If you need to plan a month and ahead and have everything down to a T, just remember that life can't happen. You have to be a little flexible, but if you're that type of person, then know that. If you're the type of person that you gotta really take it day by day, know that, so maybe in the morning you can write down your intentions for the day, and you can get it done that way. Again, it doesn't have to be written down. It can be audio or visual, having little post-its or notes somewhere, or colorful little diagrams can help too for those of you that are visual. And reassess. So like I said, life is dynamic and it's ever-changing. So it's a good idea to reassess probably at least once a month. I wouldn't say once a week necessarily, unless you have like a lot of changes coming up. For me, I'm starting a new job soon, and my schedule is going to be different as far as my work hours and stuff. So I might, go ahead and change that up, even though it hasn't been a full month since I changed it last time. But usually I would say once a month should be good. If you feel that that's too much, a couple of months. And that's the other thing too, is like, it takes time to plan. Like, so don't get discouraged when you realize, it's going to take me a half an hour to get this all written down, all planned out and whatnot. But it will save you so much time and stress and overwhelm in the long run. So on a daily basis, so like I have all my assignments written down, like I said already, right? So when I come home from work, I don't have to think about what I need to do. It's written down. I just look at it. Okay, I got to read page 35 to 45. Bam, done. Check it off when I'm done. I don't have to think about what I need to do. I don't have to think about when things are due and, every single day. That can be not only time consuming, but frustrating and stressful and whatnot. So it helps me in a lot of ways that way. Again, with balance, self-care is so important, and it's so important to plan that in your day. I think it's important to realize that it doesn't just happen. So let me tell you an example. What I was told with saving money. I was always told if you want to save money, you have to budget it in your weekly budget, or whatever you do for a budget, on a regular budget as if it was a bill. So you're paying your bill, you're paying your savings account, right, every week. I have mine actually taken out of my paycheck. I don't even see it, have control over it. It just automatically goes into one of my savings accounts. So, it's important to have that budgeted, because if you say, when I have some extra money or whatever I have left over, I'll put it into savings, you'll never save. It just doesn't happen that way. And it's the same thing with self-care. So self-care should be planned in your weekly schedule. So let's say, for instance, Sundays are a good day for you. I'm going to spend from 9 to 11 with self-care. What that means is between 9 to 11, I am not going to be doing homework. I am not going to be doing any kind of work. It may vary from week to week. I might do, a meditation. I might do like a mani-pedi. I might just stay in bed and read. Whatever it is, go for a walk or hula hoop, whatever it looks like for you. You schedule that time, and don't let that time. The only thing that I would interrupt that time for is if there was an emergency. One of my kids would rush to the hospital or something like that, of that nature. Other than that, that is my self-care time, and that's it. So those are important too. It's also important for balance to have a balanced diet, so eating healthy and having a balance of nutrition, and have some chocolate once in a while, but having balance of what you're eating, as well as exercise, right? So you can't be exercising unless you're training for a marathon or some kind of Olympic event or whatever. You can't be at the gym all day exercising and expect to have a balanced life. If you're sacrificing that for a particular event, other things are going to have to give way, whether that be your family life or what have you. So in a normal lifestyle, it's good to have some exercise time, whether that be 3 to 4 times a week, or you might do it every day, 20-30 minutes every day, get on the treadmill or go for a walk or something, to have that scheduled, as well as having it balanced. And not that this really has much to do with balance, but I'm an advocate for making exercise fun. So if you don't like going on the treadmill, which I don't, I find it really boring, and the time seems like it's going by so slowly, it's torture for me. I'd rather go for a walk, or hula hoop, like I've said, or go for a hike. If you like to lift weights, that's great. You might want to get some cardio too, but if you're one that doesn't like going to the gym or doesn't like lifting weights, find some other, play tennis or basketball, or find some other kind of resistant sport activity to play. So keep it personal to you. Keep it fun. That's, for me, I used to be a personal trainer, and that was the things I used to recommend to my client. If you put in your schedule something that you're going to dread doing, you're not going to last very long doing it. You're not really going to make a habit of doing it, because you're going to dread doing it every time. So it's important to have physical activities that you can enjoy. And I guess that's about it. I'm sure there's more on balance I could talk about, but I can't think of it right now off the top of my head. But those are just some strategies I utilize, and I hope it helps you. Remember, if you like my videos, you can follow me on my blog. I got 2 of them, motivationsforyou.com. That's motivations with an S, the number 4, the letter U.com. I also have a blog on medium.com. I'm on Twitter and LinkedIn, and I don't know how you can find me there. Maybe just my name, Doreen Cunha. I have a podcast that I'm trying to get back into doing on a daily basis. I did do one this morning. And that's on Anchor. I think you can also find it on Spotify. I think they're linked together. And that's under Motivations for You. Same spelling, Motivations S, number 4, letter U. And if that's not enough, if you're really saying, Doreen, I can't get enough of you, where else can I find you? I've got some courses up to help with all kinds of things, from relationships to resentments to overwhelm to A lot of them are recovery based, but really we all have our addictions in some way, shape, or form. So I think they're helpful for anybody. You can look me up on my website, which is recoveryenthusiast.com. As always, stay blessed, stay well, and live your life with enthusiasm. Until next time, guys.